Welcome back, everybody, to more book reviews. I am, as always, Zach Moore. So it's been a while since I posted a video. I have had a lot of work stuff going on, a lot of family stuff. Life. It happens. So, since we last talked, I had read 2 books so far for 2020. Since we last spoke, I finished 4 books, and I'm currently in the middle of my 5th one. So, I'm going to post this one, and then I'm going to post another video shortly after it, just with the last couple of reviews. So, 3rd book, Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos. So, this book has been, it's sold over 3 million copies so far. I'm sure that number is higher by the time, even by the time that this video goes out. So, Jordan Peterson has attracted a lot of attention over the last few years. He's a psychologist, I believe he still is, at I think it's University of Toronto or a college in Toronto. I'd have to double check, but nonetheless a Canadian professor of psychology. So he got a lot of attention for this book for a lot of reasons, a lot of good attention as well as a lot of bad attention. So I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty political things with that, but one of the things he does speak out against pretty strongly is political correctness, and whether what people think about that or not is a whole different, probably a whole different video. But nonetheless, he has garnered a lot of attention. He has garnered a lot of attention, specifically before this book came out, but even more so afterwards. Just for an example, some of his chapters are titled very interestingly. Some of them are pretty obvious, like for example, rule number 1 is stand up straight with your shoulders back, which I'm really bad at doing because posture. Another one that's really good is treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. It's talking about self-care, talking about how you should be treating yourself really well instead of saying all these negative things about yourself, being so down on yourself. He speaks to that. Another one that he says it's let's see, tell the truth, or at least don't lie. Another one too is he kind of some of his rules are like, okay, now I have to read this chapter because I have no idea what you're talking about. One of them is do not bother children when they are skateboarding. So just kind of chapters like that, but he really dives into it. I mean, this is probably, you see how thick this is. It's not a short read at all. He definitely shows his psychologist side on quite a lot of it. He digs into so many different philosophers and religious leaders, and he definitely talks about Christianity a lot. He talks about Jesus, the words of Jesus a lot. He himself is not a Christian, but he definitely talks a lot about the Bible and religious texts and things like that, and how he forms his opinions based upon what he's saying. I do want to share a couple quotes that I really liked. First one is talking about learning, and he says, "Every bit of learning is a little death. Every bit of new information challenges a previous conception, forcing it to dissolve into chaos before it can be reborn as something better." So saying that every single time we learn something new, something better, something, whether it's, a false conception that we had before that's shattered and we actually learn the truth, it's a little death, but in a good way, of becoming something better, becoming someone better. And the second one is, you can be pretty smart if you just shut up, which I talk a lot, so I really resonated and underlined and starred that one, but he has a lot of those ones in there. So overall, I thought it was a very good book. It did take me a while to kind of dig into. It's a bigger book, and he does use, not like fancy smart words, but he does use some pretty big words sometimes. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Just have to Google it a couple times. I got no PhD, So he talks a lot about, he talks a lot about Carl Jung. He talks a lot about Freud. He brings up a ton of old school psychologists and psychotherapy and things like that. So those ones were harder to kind of get through, but nonetheless, I think overall it was a very good book. It wasn't a fast read, so that's one of the other reasons it took me a while to post this video. But the only, if I were to have a negative about this book, is he sometimes expounds his opinion. He expounds and expands on a topic that has 10 extra pages that, in my opinion, is he could have done in 2. Again, maybe that's why it's as big as it is, but nonetheless, I felt like sometimes, okay, this could have been over a couple chapters ago, or a couple pages ago. So that's probably my only thing. But other than that, I would highly recommend it. If you're looking for like personal growth books, this for sure should be at the top of your list for getting like personal growth books. So all that to be said, it's a book that you're definitely for sure going to underline. And yeah, highly recommend it myself. I forgot what we're doing for stars. We're doing 5 stars, 10 stars, but if we're going to do 5 stars, I'd probably give it 4.5 stars. So definitely a good book. So that's about all I have for you for this book. Go check it out. Recommend it. We'll get a video to you pretty soon after this one, because I'm going to be recording the other one next. So coming at you. Also, you know, just trying to be professional. I'm trying to get this YouTube thing going. So subscribe. Might have a thing on this side or this side. Follow me at More Book Reviews on Instagram. So I got Instagram so far. Follow that page. And then, you know, share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram, share it with your friends and family that love reading, and hopefully we can continue to build this family up and get going from there. So, as always, I'm Zach Moore. This is More Book Reviews. We'll catch you later. And keep reading.